It's really fascinating to me how we think of addiction in terms of substances, alcohol, drugs, gambling, porn. We think of addiction as this kind of outside force. I've come to realize that the ultimate addiction is the mind. It's the Maya. It's this all-encompassing illusion that we hold in within ourselves that is the illusion of separateness. The last few days have been quite revelatory for me in this sense as I sat with the sacred San Pedro cactus, one of my great plant allies, plant teachers, and the unified masculine feminine energy of this cactus as my mentor. I nearly called him my grandfather, but he may as well be my grandfather. My mentor told me, he calls it the green goddess. Pre-ceremony, I gave up, or I let go of many of the little things that I so often grab onto to bridge the experience of life from one experience to the other. And these are like these little mini addictions that I've taken on, that I've conditioned myself to believe that I need in order to function in the world. Otherwise, I'm not me. One of them was coffee. Another one was social media. Another one was chocolate. So, yeah, nothing crazy, but it doesn't need to be crazy, because these addictive tendencies that we use to bridge the experience of life, to give it flavor, is really palatable once you let go of them. All of these religions and cultures were all speaking to this idea of giving up things for a period of time to figure out what sort of hold they have on you in this lifetime. And I realized when I gave up, especially coffee, I became, or I tend to become, quite a bitter, inward thinking, reclusive person. And it showed up physically in the form of headaches and lethargy and all sorts of things, which just showed me, it was a mirror to me that I cling to this, and I cling to these things that bridge my experience of life. And you know, I'm not, these things are there for a reason. They're beautiful. Like coffee for me is creative fuel. It's somewhat of a desire. It's life force energy. I don't have many things that I fling to from one experience to the other. For the most part, I tend to be quite still and peaceful and in the flow of existence. But this just brought me deeper into not only my own suffering, but the collective suffering and the collective Maya that we all inhabit. And I mean, it's crazy to think some people wake up every day, the first thing they do is they don't even like embrace their partner in bed, or embrace themselves. If you don't not with the partner, it's go straight to the phone. It's go straight to social media. It's dive into the likes, dive into the need for validation, the need for approval. It's when you give it up. That you walk the path of understanding it. Because I get so much joy out of social media. I've met the most amazing people. I've met some of my best friends through social media. I've experienced a mythic life through social media, all through the connections that it's made. But it has a place, and its place is deeply embedded in the mind, because that's how it's been engineered. It's been engineered to pull on those tapestry strings of addiction that these social engineers have perfectly engineered. Coffee, a bit of a different story. Coffee is just, for me, I've associated it with work and productivity. And I asked myself the question, which I think everyone can ask when it comes to some sort of addiction that you are working through or experiencing. It's like, what is this doing for you? What is it giving you? It's not. Sometimes it's not a matter of just beating yourself up and saying you have to give it up. You have to give it up. Ask yourself the question: what is it doing for you? When I ask myself the question, what is coffee doing for me? It makes me feel productive. It makes me feel less tired. Then you go deeper and then you ask yourself, why do you want to feel productive and less tired? Oh, okay, because I've grown up in a household where productivity and working was seen as a form of belonging. So if I wasn't working and I wasn't always productive, then I didn't quite belong. Then I asked myself the question, why do I want to belong? Because I want to be loved. We've associated belonging and community and work with love. We go a bit deeper, and then I ask myself the question, why do I want love? Why do I want something that's innate? It's because I'm scared. There's fear. And what is the fear? The fear is rejection. The fear is not belonging. The fear is primordial. And then if you extrapolate it out to its source, it's the ultimate fear, which is the fear of death. It might seem wild, but asking yourself these questions, it goes through these really intense stages and it always leads to decay and death. And I think it's the big fear that we all are avoiding and running away from on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment, year-to-year, since the structure of our DNA. It's the ultimate fear and misunderstanding, and that's why a lot of ancient cultures devoted their lives to the stars and to understanding death and understanding, like, just trying to understand, or trying to at least make the darkness conscious. Like, we are going to die, we are going to perish, we are not going to be here forever. These wrinkles and lines and stuff tell stories. They should not be allowed to penetrate into our consciousness that I'm not enough because I've got wrinkles and I've got these things. And like aging is a lost art. Aging is a beautiful, harmonious thing. There's so much wisdom with age, and in some ways, I spoke to my mentor about this before our journey, and I said I feel like a lot of the elders are saying, the youth need to step up, and it's a young man's world, but in many ways the elders also need to step up. I mean, everyone does, but the elders need to get out of the trap of the mire. The amount of elderly people now I see that are glued to their phones and living in the past vicariously through Facebook or Instagram or whatever it's crazy. But for me, there's no deeper reverence and wisdom than an elder that is embodied and living with joy. Yeah, these addictive bridges that we have, that bridge our experience of life, are sometimes the best teachers. I certainly feel that way after this weekend. Yeah, walking with the medicine once again, and it's one of the reasons why I continue to walk with Wachuma and San Pedro, is because it grounds me in the world that I live in. Although it can be super celestial and super otherworldly, it 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 helps me see this world that I inhabit a bit more clearly. It's in many ways it is the perfect bridge between the other medicines, the ayah and the mushrooms. It's helped me bridge the lessons for those even deeper. I actually wrote a transmission article, I don't know what you want to call it, a blog post on my experience recently, which I'll link below. It's on Substack. I do write things there and sometimes post podcasts there, not as much as I want to, but maybe more will come. So please go give it a read and let me know your thoughts. But wishing you well on your journey today. And yeah, we're living in crazy times, crazy portals, but ultimately, as Yeshua was saying, that we just should stop looking outside and start realizing that the kingdom of heaven is within. Blessings. Until the next one.